Welcome to RN Homesteading. I'm Nemesis, and today you're actually watching me do a little bit of some chores this morning with the chickens. So just feeding them, and gonna sit there and clean out their chicken coop, because you got to do that every so often, guys. If you're gonna be chicken tenders, all puns intended, you want to make sure that they have a good, clean environment. Why? They get sick on the drop of a hat. Respiratory issues with chickens is a real thing. So we want to make sure that they have the cleanest environment, since they do, how can I put this? They use the bathroom more often when they're sleeping, and we don't want to have big old piles of that where they're sleeping, breathing in a little bit of a smaller confined area, which can harbor bacteria, molds, and fungi. So let's go ahead and address this issue. I do use just regular wood chips on this. Absolutely nothing special over here. The most that I really do is just making sure that the tray that I have in here is always clean to the most part, so at least once a week you're going to be replacing the bedding in this particular style of coop. Now if you got another style of coop, which I'll be building one this year, I'll be able to do a deep litter method inside the coop. A little bit easier to manage, in my opinion. So with this, I've got to clean it out once a week. It's a little bit more labor intensive, but great for a starter. So something like this we got off of Amazon. You guys have seen me build this a couple years ago now, and this is something that was really easy to set up. Is easy enough for anybody who's starting out, that doesn't want to build one, or just doesn't have the ability to build one right off the bat. So this is the maintenance on a pre-built one, which is you're cleaning out the tray just like you would your cat litter. At least once a week minimum, you should be opening it up and cleaning it out. Otherwise you will have sick chickens, and sick chickens don't produce eggs, and sick chickens, well, they'll die. So I've got half of this I've used for like storage. The other half I use to basically make the eggs are on this side, storage is on this side. They do have a little landing area right before the ramp comes down, and they like to huddle in that corner and poop on it. So I gotta go in there with a scraper, clean it every once in a while. So that's what I'm gonna do now. So on this particular style of coop, because like my bedding area is only about an inch deep, I've got to sit there and make sure that I'm cleaning this out once a week. If you start letting it go a little bit further than that, you'll start noticing a smell, you'll start seeing flies in here, and eventually you'll start noticing all your chickens will start coughing and sneezing. and that's a very bad sign. Chickens are real susceptible to, like I said, getting respiratory infections, so we want to make sure that they have the cleanest environment possible. On this particular coop, the landing that there's like a little ramp underneath this, and at the very top of the ramp section there's a little flat landing, and they like to poop in there, so you got to go in there and scrape it out. So this style of coop is great for new people, but there is a little bit more maintenance than if you had built a coop that's more purpose built for them, utilizing what they call a deep litter method versus this shallow litter box. You want to have it to where you could put maybe 6 inches of litter of wood chips in here, and I'm just using regular pine chips. It's nothing special, but this is what I do in order to clean everything out. It is the easiest for me to just come in here, clean it out once a week. This year I'll be making a new coop for them. That's at least the goal for me this year. Make one that's a little bit more user friendly. This door is rather small for even my big head, so just gonna do the little maintenance on here, and we'll continue on with our day. And well, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to give them some, not silica pack, but I'm going to give them some black soldier fly larvae because it helps them with a little added protein, plus some calcium for their egg production, and some chicken scratch, which is an assortment of seeds and stuff like that for them to be able to munch on. And I throw it out into the chicken run itself. This way it encourages them to peck and scratch, which is very healthy for them to do and stops them from being bored and stops them from picking on each other. So if you notice that you got a bullying problem going on in your pen, it's usually because they're bored and they've got nothing else better to do, and they're kind of competing with each other for territory. So if you don't want them to compete for territory, give them something to do. You can take the litter in the chicken run and you can put it into a pile while mixing the stuff in. So let's go ahead and watch these ladies feast up onto this stuff. They love the black soldier fly larvae. They're all sitting over here by their like little fence area, and they're staring at me going, bro, you're giving that to us now, right? So let's not make the ladies wait any longer. Well, that was kind of doing a little easy chore. Chickens don't take long to really take care of. I think it took me a couple of moments to clean out the chicken coop area, feed them, give them some treats. Now they're happy. Happy birds produce good eggs. I'm just saying, pro tip over there. You know, you want to make sure that your hens are not sick, not sneezing, coughing, anything that would inhibit them from, you know, being happy. You know, anytime that you're sick, you're miserable, and if you're miserable, your production goes down. So I want to make sure that our chickens' eggs stay as productive as can be. So we're hopefully we're getting close to our last little bit of frost here, and I'm going to be able to plant out my garden. I've got to prep out all of this here, guys. So that's going to be my next thing is going to be I need to put wood chips down here again, and get my rows ready. So I'll be sitting there making 4 rows back here, and this will be sweet potatoes again. That'll be awesome. It looks like we've had something trying to dig around in here, which is fine, whatever. And coming up through here, this is garlic down here. This is garlic. So awesome, awesome. Our garlic is popping up really nicely. Awesome stuff. Got to get my tomato cages all out of here, get those prepped, because we're going to have a big tomato harvest. We got a lot of tomatoes. We got 3 different varieties of tomatoes going. And that's going to take up an entire row back over there. That'll be cool. We got three 10-foot sections of tomatoes. And then over here, this will be my corn patch this year. So I've got to get all of this prepped for corn, because corn is a heavy feeder. So we want to make sure we got some compost down up over here. And then I gotta get the wood chips out from over here, so I'll be raking everything back here. And then I gotta redesign this a little bit. You want to have onions over here and stuff like that. And then we're gonna have cantaloupes. We'll have pumpkin pie pumpkins. Oh yeah, people. And then coming over here, you'll have to wait for another video. And I'll show you what's going to get put in over here. Exciting times. This is going to be so awesome. And then we've got my blueberries. I'm not sure if they are going to come back. We had a pretty hard frost. I don't know how long it takes for these to come back. I know that the wife had trimmed this back, but it looks like they might not come back. I would think they would started budding by now. I'll give them a little bit more time, but we're about to find out. If the wife trimmed these at the end of the year, I wasn't really keen on wanting to do that. So experiment. Are they going to come back? And then I gotta weed all this stuff out. This is some nasty weeds. And then I got to get my my lettuces all prepped. So I got to get the beds all prepped for the lettuce, which will be awesome. We'll get all that going. Interesting stuff. I got to trim all this stuff back from last year. Not necessary. So awesome stuff, guys. And then we got some volunteer garlic over here. Volunteer garlic. And then chives that are definitely coming back, but we got garlic in the back there that's popping, and then garlic up in front here. Oh yeah. So yeah, that's the little walk around what's gonna be going on. You guys will see this as it unfolds of all the stuff that we are planting out right now. But I'll part with you guys with a little bit of chicken action. Like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and may your thumbs always be green. I'll see you on the next one.